Hi guys, so this is about my next read. And what is my next read? It's my 2026 May pick of the month. And that is, well, I have to choose this one because my favorite series of all time is coming out with a new book this month. And my favorite series is the Murderbot Diaries. It's actually one got me back into reading a couple of years ago. And I just ate it up, all books like in one go pretty much. And the next book is Platform Decay. So this series is written by Martha Wells. So the first book in the series has been made into a TV show by Apple TV, and I watched it and I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. They do take some liberties with the story, but I actually really liked it. So what's in the next book? So having someone else support your bad decisions feels kind of good. Having volunteered to run a rescue mission, Murderbot realizes that it will have to spend significant time with a bunch of humans it doesn't know. That's never good for them. Including human children. This may well call for eye contact. Oh, I'm feeling kind of bad for him. So that's all we have of the next book. And, well, I'm sure it's going to be great. I read the rest of the series with my elbows, but back then I had time. I don't have time anymore, so I'm going to listen to this as an audiobook, and I can't wait for it. So, yay! Next Murderbot. And I think I already have my June pick. Well, I do have an arc for June, but that may not qualify as a pick, but we'll see. If you have any recommendations for my June pick of the month, then let me know. Bye! Hi guys! So this is a review of Platform Decay by Martha Wells. This was my pick of the month for May 2026. This is also the 8th book in the Murderbot Diaries series. And I loved it. I gave it 5 stars, and Murderbot is my favorite series of all time. Seriously, it's wonderful. And it also has a special place in my heart because a couple of years ago, this was what got me really back into reading, because I was reading 500 plus page books and these really epic stories and really long stories. And I was like, not feeling them anymore. I kept DNFing. I kept going into like 10, 20%. I was DNFing everything, and I just wasn't feeling it. And then I started to read the Murderbot Diaries. I don't even really remember how I got into it, but I was hooked from like first couple of pages. I really liked the character of Murderbot, and that it really opened my eyes into how a shorter story can have the same depth and the same world building, characterization and everything without it being 500 plus pages. And it's also very fast paced. And I think over 40 apparently I want to read fast paced books because I'm 43. Anyway, so I really like this edition as well. So this one comes after, well, so far the story had kind of like 2 arcs and one kind of standalone book. And this one, it could be the beginning of a new arc or a standalone. We don't know it yet. That depends on the next book. And I really liked how Murderbot developed in this book. So he has gone through a lot of things and he has come away with some trauma. And now he has a kind of new special program that goes like emotion check. And that was a really interesting addition because it shows how he's growing as a person. Or it. I don't know. I just, in my brain, I always call Murderbot a he. That's just my brain. But actually in my native language, we don't have gender pronouns. So sometimes for my brain, gender pronouns are kind of hard. They're not as bad as for some of my students. Anyway, so yeah, I think of Murderbot as a he. that's just me. And yeah, so this was an interesting story. It takes place in a huge space station called the Torus, which circles a whole planet. I was like, Taurus? And this is actually a thing, apparently. I don't know who came up with it. Anyway, so it's a huge space station, and it's very interesting because there are different sections to the space station, and they all have their own history, have their own style. Some are fashioned after earth biomes, like there's a desert one, there's a forest one. So every time you're moving into a new area, you're always wondering, what is this one going to be like? So that's always very interesting. And he is on a mission, but I won't say much about the mission because that would be spoilers. But it's a fun mission. It does involve a lot of interaction with humans. Poor Murderbot. But he's getting better. And sometimes these interactions are a bit funny. Sometimes they're a bit like, oh, you're doing it, Murderbot. Good job. That could be my mom voice. Anyway, but he's still our beloved Murderbot. And yeah, this was so much fun. I went to read it, like read it, but through halfway, life got busy. There was illness and stuff like that, so I switched over to the audiobook. And while the other audiobook was fine, I kind of I wasn't that keen on the guy who read it. Don't remember names. He wasn't doing a bad job. I just always thought that Murderbot had like a deeper voice. But yeah, that's just me. And so yeah, this was a lot of fun. And also at the end, there was this moment where I was like, oh, yeah. And the mission was very interesting. It had a lot of twists and turns. There was also big twist early on that put some more work towards Murderbot's way. So yeah, I highly recommend it. It's a great addition to the series and an easy 5 stars. So yeah, and if you haven't read the Murderbot Diaries, what are you doing with your life? I mean, seriously, like, go and read them, and I kind of envy you. Also, I also recommend the TV show because while they did change some things about the story, I really liked it. And I thought Alex, who's never not going to be hot, we have to admit it, but I think he really did a good job. And actually, we don't know if Murderbot is hot or not. But of course, also, it's in the eye of the beholder. Anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for my next read. Bye!